to like get through the day. I know Chris is drinking a lot of coffee in his lifetime, morning, noon, and night. Chris on those Bird on those long shifts and Jimmy John's doing all those games have to be going down on a pot or two, and Kamario. Whew. But there's so many varieties of coffee that you can have, just the same as tea. You can have cream with sugar. You can have it with anything you would want. And at the point, I'm a huge proponent of black coffee, like cold black coffee and cold brews. I think it's real good when you're waking up and trying to get out on the road. Sometimes I take a 8 ounce of black coffee towards my workout with my creatine. That also works out.
So we're doing coffee versus tea, everybody. This is the versus. That. Coffee versus tea. All right, so we have Coco Maria on the bottom. Which one are you going with?
Between coffee and tea?
Yes.
Between coffee and tea. So I don't drink coffee. I can't drink it. It doesn't do anything but give me a headache. I can only drink like tea is better for you. It's got more health benefits. It could be. I hate you. You don't get addicted to it like the cocaine of coffee. Why is he standing up? I hate you.
Keep going.
And I just think it tastes better. Like for me, it tastes better because like I don't have to usually add stuff to it besides maybe honey. Whereas coffee, you got to add cream, sugar, whatever, milk. And then, like I said, and don't do nothing except upset your stomach. What health benefits are there to coffee besides keeping you up? And it can't even keep you up. You build up an immunity and you're dead. Stop your heart.
So we got tea for Kamario. Christopher Bird. Coffee or tea?
All right. Brother Chris gives his break. As much as I love my tea, and I do ever dearly, I have to go with my coffee every single day of the week. I don't care if I'm working, those long shifts at Jimmy John's. I don't care if I'm making those long drives. Sometimes I'll be at the house, and I like to have me a nice cup of coffee, whether it's from my Keurig or wherever the case may be. Now, me personally, I'm not going to give everybody headaches, no pun intended, with explaining all of the health benefits to coffee because I can go on night about that. But let's just say this. Coffee brings me happiness, and everybody has the right to pursue happiness in this lifetime. Coffee goes to your boy.
So we got coffee for Christopher Bird.
Yes.
Can I? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead. So go ahead.
No, you can go ahead. It can wait.
Okay.
No, you. No, you.
All right. Coffee or tea for your boy, KrisCross. I'm a coffee girl. I am the biggest coffee drinker. Okay.
That's true.
That's very true.
I do not like my coffee black. However, I do like cream and sugar coffee. I do drink tea, but I also drink coffee. Now, Christopher went over all the big things that coffee brings you happiness, coffee wakes you up, coffee is the breakfast of champions. All right, but tea ain't gonna do it for me. In the morning, I want coffee. Tea's gonna put me to sleep. Just thinking about tea keeps me in the bed. Coffee, that smell takes me out. Brings me out with the Looney Tunes episode. All right. I'm coming out for coffee.
That's what it is. But continue.
And
Here's the thing about coffee. I truly think it's like one of the few drinks that you can like use it for like anything. Desserts, snacks, your food, anything.
But we're just talking about the drink per se. And like y'all can drink like again, like I have limited options. Coffee don't hit the same way as it do y'all because coffee just wants to destroy me. Like most dairy.
Some coffees do destroy you though.
Yes. Yes.
They will destroy you.
Absolutely.
Oh, we can talk about that.
Absolutely.
Dunkin' Donut coffee is like the worst coffee.
You went to Dunkin' Donuts on purpose?
No, it's just for coffee.
For
it's
coffee?
the worst.
Just coffee.
Starbucks coffee sucks.
And it's mad expensive too.
No, they're all the same.
I don't really be looking at the cost for coffee. I just want my coffee.
That's it.
They be doing the most with their coffee though. Like the absolute most.
Not really.
I'm just gonna say this right now because I feel like the gift that keeps on giving. I'm just gonna name just a few benefits for why coffee is very beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
Just a few little bit because I am a healthcare professional. I have learned this stuff in school, and I continue to apply this stuff in my everyday life. Oh yes, yes. I am Kamaria. Number one, it increases your intake of fiber, which helps you feel full for longer periods of time.
That is true.
It helps.
That's very true.
It helps lower the risk for type 2 diabetes, which, if we do not know, is very common in the African American community. That's number two. Number three, it lowers the risk of Alzheimer's disease, which can lead to dementia, which can lead to death. Number four, it reduces the risk of suicide and depression. Number five, it protects against Parkinson's disease. Oh yeah,
amen.
And not only that,
preach on, preacher.
But I got some more. Ladies and gentlemen. But you know what? I'm just gonna leave this blessing for everybody real quick. For those who love coffee drinkers like myself and DJ KrisCross, coffee drinkers have a less risk of heart disease.
What disease?
Heart disease.
Right. Can I say something? When you say less risk of heart disease, is that in comparison to tea or just in comparison to someone who doesn't drink coffee?
Say it again.
Is that in like when you said like it reduces the risk? Is that in comparison to someone who drinks tea or to someone who just doesn't drink coffee in general?
Doesn't drink coffee in general. And thank you for joining that conversation as well.
And another thing, Bird, about that diabetes fat. Diabetes is associated with sugar, correct?
Yes, it is.
I mean, if you drink coffee with a whole lot of sugar, then that just defeats the whole purpose.
Yeah. I was about to say that's pretty contradictory, man.
Yeah,
it's not contradictory. You drink with a lot of sugar,
right?
It's just for like if you were
a lot of sugar
straight.
I've seen people put a lot of sugar in their coffee. I'm not going to say who.
Like half the thing. That's a lot.
Like say when, they never say when.
I'd be like, bruh.
When you stop.
Like,
stop. I'm dead. I'm figuring myself dead.
And fun fact, you're supposed to drink coffee black.
He's a purist.
Yeah, it's the purest form.
He's a purist. He's a coffee purist.
Ew.
But I would not.
All right.
I'll probably drink.
All right. So coffee and tea. Coffee 3-1. So coffee wins that round.
One more for the good guys.
Pat yourselves on the back.
All right, Kamaya, turn to pick.
What are they again?
It's your turn to pick.
What are they? What are the topics again? I forgot.
TV, movies, school, sports, food. Movies. All right.
I'm setting up for this
We
one.
have. Man, there's too many of them. I don't want to do that to you. This is a good one. Do Star Wars versus the Avengers.
Avengers. Sorry. Like when I say Avengers, when we talk about Avengers, are we talking about the whole spread out timeline of even just Marvel movies or just the Avenger movies?
Just the Avengers, the 4 movies of the Avengers.
Oh.
Avengers. Because it has, like, while Star Wars, like, it has a special place in my heart, sometimes the slow pacing does not work for me. With exception for, like, the first 3, but they were made at a different time. So, Avengers, it's funny, it's action-packed, it's got character, like Star Wars, it got characters that we know and love, and it be tugging at your heartstrings. If you see the last Avengers, you already know. They didn't need to do that.
Let's not get into that.
Yeah, please don't.
I'll get into it. My argument.
It's like I could say like I would actively watch Avengers by choice rather than like Star Wars, where it's like, okay, it's on, I'm gonna watch it. All right.
So you're going for the Avengers. All right, Christopher Bird.
All right. As much as I love these 2 movie franchises dearly, I will have to give a slight edge to Avengers for the sole reason of the last 8 episodes, 8 of 9 of Star Wars. It ruined it for me. It flat out ruined it for me. And anyone who agrees and who disagrees, just watch them for yourselves. We're just gonna put that out there. You know what? I usually buy popcorn for Star Wars. I didn't even buy no popcorn for episode 9 because I'm like, I was like, you know what? Why did I bring him back? Why? We saw this man die. We saw this man die. He was like, hey, get on over there. We saw this man die. But they was like, no, that didn't happen. They're gonna bring him back.
No, you didn't see him die. Yes,
I'm
you
like,
did.
I'm like,
He came out of woodwork. I was like, I walked out the theater at that point.
But hold up. But that's the power of the dark side.
No, that's called the power of Disney waving their creative wand to bring money to their studios.
But I think the books were basically, like, if you read I think in the books, Palpatine does come back.
He does.
That's the dark side. Just messing up with life.
But my biggest issue with it is that if you really look at episodes, 7, 8, and 9, they make it seem as though Rey is the be-all, end-all who started everything and is more powerful than everybody, past, present, or future. If you really look at it, that's how they made it out to be. But Avengers, if you look at just the 4 Avengers movies in general, I could watch any one of them right now and be just as entertained when I first watched them.
Ouch.
Just as entertained, especially while watching Infinity War. Mr. Stark, I don't feel so bad. Like, and
so what are you going with?
I'm going with the Avengers. I'm going with the Avengers.
All right. So, oh my God, he's taking off the glasses.
Oh no,
taking off the glasses. Oh Lord.
First of all,
See his opinion.
both of you are out your goddamn mind that you need to be drug tested. Second of all, I'm choosing Star Wars. Right off the bat, Star Wars. Not only will I see it over and over again, but I think it's more culturally significant than the Avengers movies. How many pop culture icons and phrases have we got from that movie alone? Those movies are so intertwined with our history that you'd be literally remiss to even just forget about them.
I gotta say, the reason why they're so interjected into history is most of them are a lot older than Avengers. So no offense, we've had those references for a while, and they just stick. Whereas, like, you could see a meme from Avengers and or like hear something from Avengers and feel the same way, and that could be something way into the future as well.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking down Avengers. They are good movies. I shed a tear or two over the prize, but Star Wars makes you think. Star Wars makes you think. Not many movies do that. Not many movie series do that. Not many series have like books to expanded universe that makes you want to go and read them to see what the dark side is all about. I've gone from reading the books to the movies, and I'm like, wow, I get the dark side now. Which as a little kid, I was like, please let them kill Darth Vader for the life of me. I would say, and this is going to be controversial, I would say Vader proclaiming that he's Luke's father is a much more brain burster than, well, Infinity War is way more.
Yeah. It depends.
Yeah.
So you're going with Star Wars?
Yeah, because that does something. That does something to the mind. Avengers just action. Think Tony. First of all, Tony's always there to bail them out. I mean, do something with your lives, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, that's why he's sacrificing it. But I don't know. I feel like the thing of Vader being Luke's father, I guess it's just me, but I was like, yeah, okay. Kind of like, well, yeah. It's like how you knew Palpatine, like when you found out that Palpatine was, I found out the thing that Palpatine, like Rey being Palpatine's granddaughter, because Palpatine, I don't think anyone would mess with that guy, even when he wasn't ugly.
Not by choice.
Granddaughter. I found that to be somewhat more of a shock than Vader being Luke's father or Anakin Skywalker, but we've also watched those movies out of order. So it's like, yeah.
But the thing for Avengers was
Marcel, I'm not done talking.
Go ahead.
And then we gotta do it like one at a time, so I gotta get my whole full point across. And then I just forgot it. Shoot. Thanks, Marcel. Continue, I guess.
Well, anyway, I'm gonna go and say Star Wars is better than Avengers.
Hey.
First of all, I was never a comic book nerd. I cared about I didn't watch the movies. I didn't even care. I watched every of this movie only once in my lifetime. I've never watched them over again. However, I remember everything that happens in the movie, especially at the end of Infinity War when they killed my boy Spider-Man. They killed Spider-Man. They killed Black Panther. They even killed the one lady who was running around with that one guy with a stone in his head. And I didn't even care about her, but she died too.
Bruh.
You didn't even have the audacity to remember her name?
I didn't care.
It was Wanda, man.
I didn't care. I just know that she died.
You're just a different kind of nerd.
But the thing about Infinity War is that even though you knew that they were dead, that they had to come back and finish the job.
That's what I was thinking about when at the end of Infinity War. It was like they're gonna come back.
They have to.
But they were dead. I dropped my popcorn. when Spider-Man died. And then the next very year, I never walked into a movie theater with so much hate in my heart for Thanos. I was like, where's this guy at? We're going to kick his ass and we're going to win the fight. And I sat in there for like, how long was the movie? Like 3.5 hours?
3 hours.
It was good. It was so good.
It was
I
worth
didn't even
it.
feel like
But I never watched it again. I watched Star Wars every time. We watch it every time. Again and again and again. Just the storyline behind it is just amazing. Chris, what do you want?
I'm just gonna put this on record. When you have movie theaters across this country sell out for one show for every single showtime for multiple weeks after it came out, you know you did something right. That's number one with Infinity.
Chris. Both movie franchises did the same thing.
And I finished.
Hey, what's your Avengers?
And also, when I saw Endgame and Infinity War, when I saw both of them twice when it came out, I saw grown men.
I was crying. I was crying.
Why?
I was there.
I said grown men. Okay, I was
grown.
I said I saw grown men cry and weep. Okay, when that came, and especially at the part to where Thanos says you should have went for the head.
I was like, no.
And we was like, wait, what did he do? Like, wait, he's dead. Wait, what's going on? What's going on and stuff? But the best part, you see, the way that Thanos was built as a villain was simply genius. And my favorite line from Thanos, and everything was in Endgame when he said, "You couldn't live with your own failure." And where did that bring you? Back to me.
Back to me.
It was true.
But that's the thing with great villains. They are always like misunderstood people. Like they had to go for like not for themselves, but like for everyone, for them to like survive. Thanos wanted to cull the herd, but in order for humanity to survive. Darth Vader went to the dark side just to save his wife and keep his family together. So
which he didn't do. He broke it apart even more.
But he was played. Low-key,
he pretty much assisted.
Can we take a pause?
Suicide as well.
He was played.
Let's take a pause.
All he wanted to do was save his wife.
Well, you would save your wife with so many things. So many things. Just saying, he killed children. You really think in the world of karma, that she was going to survive? He killed younglings. No remorse. Ones that looked up to him and knew his name.
If you had family, you do anything.
Hold on. And they called him Master Skywalker. He wasn't even the master yet. They gave the respect. And he still killed him. He still killed him.
But
he was like,
yeah, so many of them. What are they going to do?
He was like, about to kill you.
But the thing is, if you had family that was gonna die, you wouldn't do anything to help them.
Now if it has to come up to the supernatural, what you mean?
That's like supernatural. Thank you very much.
What?
He was manipulated by the dark side, guys.
Manipulated by the dark side, aka with devil, because Palpatine wasn't gonna do it.
You
knew that.
He was pulling the string. He was pulling the string the whole time.
He had that power.
And you know what? Even though, like, he didn't, like, he could have, like, even though Obi-Wan was very, very strict in his ways, he could have just. You don't think he could have just asked Obi-Wan? Obi-Wan was chill.
Let's face, I believe that Obi-Wan was a prime factor of Anakin becoming Darth Vader.
Oh, whoa.
How so?
This way. He never thought that Anakin would be a Jedi back in episode 1. He just called him a sniveling little brat or something like that.
Well, like, we can't come for a moment. He was a sniveling little brat.
He was.
But he had potential, and he was pretty much forced. He didn't have to train him, but in Qui-Gon Jinn's last words, he wanted Anakin to be trained in the light side. So in order to like, what's the word I'm looking for? Honor his master, he decided to train him. He went all the way to Yoda. And ever since then, Obi-Wan really, really was like holding him back. Like really, you could see it in episode 2, a lot in episode 2. You keep been treating him like a little sniveling, like a kid.
Here's also the thing, like Anakin based a lot of his actions on emotion, which was probably why Obi-Wan was holding him back. He's like, okay, we need to take this back like 5 steps, because the way that you're going at it, you're going into self-destruction.
Like here's another thing.
He killed children then too, didn't he? Women and children.
He also had the highest midi-chlorian count of all the Jedi. Not any Jedi could like train him in the arts, and I think that scares the council a little bit, because all this power. Would you really want to mess with that? Angry or upset?
I guess it's the mix of both. I have an emotional kid who has high amount of midi-chlorian, which means he can be a really powerful Jedi.
Yeah.
Or have Jedi powers, but he's really emotional. So he's going to go off on emotion, which you're not supposed to do.
Like even his like Padawan, like
destruction.
But I don't think
a lot of destruction. That's why he was holding him back.
But I still blame Obi-Wan, and I still blame the council, because they were dealing with power that they couldn't understand or want to understand. That scared them a little bit.
Wait a second.
Says the person who understands the dark side a little bit more.
But here's also the thing as well. Like I understand the council, was holding them back, but the council, like what is said in the later episodes, like they were at the highest point of power. They were not worried about too much, but they were worried about. But yeah, they were worried about too much, so they kind of like little sneak into their power. Now, like Obi-Wan, like I said, like I think maybe it's just because I like his character. I feel like he was more because he was training with Anakin a lot more. He was more real with him. He had an actual love for him rather than everyone else is just like, yeah, we need to monitor you, kind of thing. Because because you could say like he has the highest midi-chlorian like count, like okay. There's like I'm gonna say this, there's like so many kind of things in like I don't y'all besides Mercer, I don't think y'all two Chris understand. There are so many little examples in like animation where there's like, oh, you're meant to be a chosen one because you're so powerful, and it goes to their head. They don't know how to control their power, even when they're taught right. Just because you have the potential for it doesn't mean that you're going to be the one.
But
I can't hear you.
Wasn't Anakin the one? I mean, he did investigate the dark side.
He didn't do a good job.
So,
he didn't, though. He didn't.
If we were to ignore, what was it? If we were to ignore 10, 11, 12, he did.
No, I would still say no, because there has to be balance in the Force. It's a very dark side. There got to be a light side.
Right. And speaking of balance, we have Star Wars versus Avengers 2-2. So, and since we were talking about Star Wars more than Avengers, we're going to give it to Star Wars.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
We were talking about it more because somebody was geeking out about it more.
Hey, based on my personal experience, I like resonate with Anakin a little bit more than anyone else.
I mean, the dark
side is really like understandable if you really think about it. If you really like did your research about it.
We just watched the movies, Marcel. God damn it.
Stop.
Next. Dark side is understandable.
Talk about books and comic books. Man, I'm watching the movie. If the movie ain't good, then the comic books weren't good. And the Avengers movies were good.
Next topic.
I'll give you that. I ain't gonna read no comic books.
You're different.
So
Like
we
I
have-
said, you're a different kind of nerd.
That's true. I'm not really. I mean, I'm a Star Wars nerd. I'm not like a comic book nerd.
You're not really a Star Wars nerd either.
Oh, I am.
Oh, he
Did
is.
you read the books,
I watch-
Marcel?
I didn't read. I don't read the Star Wars books. I look at the Star Wars show and all that stuff.
Mhm.
I research everything.
Poser.
Yeah. All right, next.
Marcel. All right, Marcel. All right, Chris, this is your turn to pick. This or that.
Well, let's see. There was coffee and tea. There were movies. I said let's switch it up. Let's do some TV.
TV.
Yeah, let's switch it up a little bit.
Let's see what we got. I don't want to do that. That's a bad topic, but we might do it. Court TV shows. Or
Wait, what?
I mean, court TV shows like Judge Judy, like Judge Joe Brown, and all that stuff, versus like controversial TV shows like Jerry Springer and more.
Controversial.
And what do you think, so Chris?
Huh?
What do you think controversial TV shows are better than court shows?
Okay, because so that's like controversial versus like court TV shows. Is that what it is? Okay, like for me, controversial. I can literally say, you know, I was before we got on and stuff, I was literally watching Maury. I was watching Maury before we even started. Now, I can't lie. Maury, Jerry Springer, you know, I'll even throw Steve Wilkos in there. I'll even give him some love a little bit.
Steve
But-
Wilkos.
Yes. But Jerry Springer and but Jerry Springer and Maury alone, they take the cake because what needs to be said? What needs to be said? Just go on YouTube, type in any Maury. You are not the father reaction, video, what have you. If you cannot laugh at one of those reactions, there is something wrong.
Especially the one I sent you.
Yeah.
I did a trust fall in the seat.
Trust, big time trust fall. I'm like, wow. So yeah, so like for me, controversial. Controversy for me.
All right, Marcel.
What was the topic again? It kind of blurred. It kind of like stood up.
Court show versus controversy.
To me, they pretty much the same dang thing.
Marcel, why are you always saying the most like out of the blue things? They're not the same thing.
They're really none.
They are considering like people that go to.
How did you get on TV court in the first place?
It's TV court. It's
I'm
hilarious.
gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna say controversy TV because I spent a lot of moments seeing how trash people can be on TV, and that tells you something. From That Ain't My Baby Daddy, from You Sleeping With My Sister, to anything that the Alabama book of and even conjure up.
Please stop.
You're sleeping with my sister.
Yes.
Yes.
Like what?
That's
Like where?
No, but here's the thing: like, it's not gonna be like sister. It's gonna be sister with sister, like your sister's friend, kind of thing.
No. We're talking about my sister's sister.
And
No, Chris, I know what you're talking about. I don't want to talk about it though.
And not to mention, controversy TV be doing the most from the audience to the people to the whole. I've actually watched some like 90s controversy shows like
Gerardo.
Gerardo. They had
man.
they had the KKK members on that show, man.
Hey.
Oh yeah, and that guy like choked the guy out. He was like, "You talking about people and just choked him out."
The 90s episodes were more wild than the current ones right now.
Mm.
They were.
Yeah, because they were the start. They were the start of that kind of TV.
Yeah.
That's why.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, I like seeing people get into fights, especially on Jerry Springer.
Jerry.
And not to mention, you get much more like meme value from controversy TV alone.
That's true.
Way more.
I'm gonna go with controversy. Jerry Springer, Maury. When I say I watched one episode of Maury, there was this one lady who came on. She was like, "This is your 19th time. Do you know who the baby daddy is?" I was like, hold up. Where was what? Who?
Talk about count
19?
19. She still don't know who it is.
No, the thing is, I was in bed. Like the TV was playing. I was in bed, right? And there was like the 19th time. I was like, hold up. I came straight out of my sleep. I was like, how do you have 19 baby daddies?
Wait.
Very easy.
What made you think?
Hold on. The worst one's be on there where you got a brother and got a white girl on there. And she swears to high heaven that baby, blonde, blue eyes, that is his kid.
I'm a grown man. That could not be my baby.
I think I know what my genes.
She was like, look at his eyes, look at his hair. I'm like, the guy was sitting there like, that's not my baby.
Like, what?
I'm like, hey.
That baby had a 950 credit score at the womb. All right.
You better tell me I get my credit up to 720 with this shit. The best ones be when, like, you know, and they say, no, you are not the father, and then they just go storming off the stage, and you got the cameraman, and they running back there, and they be running, and then you be like, wait, and I'll be like, they're going to the right. Oh, they're going to the first door, they're going to the second door, they're going to the second door, and then boom, hit the wall and shit. I'm like, bro, come on, man.
But to add on to that, there was a Maury episode where a girl in a hover round was trying to find out who her baby daddy was. Brought the gun, and not the father. But the funny thing is,
I know that
left. The man jumped in joy, and the girl couldn't go nowhere because she ran out of gas midway through the stage.
Oh, that's embarrassing,
Yeah.
I'm like, you didn't put that thing on the charge before you got here. Come on now,
you ain't put the gas.
For real though. Like, clearly they gotta be outlets somewhere. There's a lot of outlets backstage. Come on now.
No, I was cracking up so bad the dog woke up.
And the best boy episode I remember seeing is like the one where like my man's there's been several of them where my man's got up, like jumped out the chair, and my man did a full-blown backflip.
I saw that on
the stage. And I'm like, yo, like, and now that he hit that jump clean.
He did.
Oh,
he certainly did.
Because the devil left his body.
No. All responsibility left.
My mind is made up.
For God, all things.
All right.
All
right. Next is Kamaria.
I mean, y'all kind of spoke about it already. Controversy shows are like as is. But I gotta talk about court shows. Like I'm siding with controversy, but I need to talk about court shows for a minute because they show how petty people can be at the dumbest stuff. And those judges, because I'm not sure if they're real judges, they be going ham on these people. Like Judge Joe Brown, you like you must be a crackhead. You a crack, ain't you?
No. That's just Mathis. That's just Mathis.
You're right. My bad.
He's like, you a crackhead. I was like.
He's like, are you allowed to say that?
Hey.
And the thing is, like, they just be shutting everybody down. It's like, I didn't ask you to talk. Shut up.
Especially Judge Judy. Judge Judy be out there like, did I tell you to talk? Oh, shut up.
Like,
I'm like,
You could be on a power trip. I'm saying that right now.
No, but there's a thing, and there's also, I remember this one episode. It was like Judge Judy. They were talking about these two boys who stole this girl's backpack.
oh yeah.
And she was going by with all the items in, and he was just, and he, dumb, he was like, "Ma'am, there's no calculator in it." And it's like,
I was like, nigga.
Just throw your shoe at the defendant. Just
Some people just dumb.
and in divorce court, it'd be like, it's usually more about cheating. It's like, I wouldn't place my dirty laundry out here like this for y'all.
For real.
Y'all playing too much.
yeah, it's not working.
And then they're gonna, and then in the afterward, they always talking about like, I think I should have won her. It's like, I'm glad that we ain't doing the same words. Like, what y'all need is therapy.
Everybody.
Y'all need therapy.
A couple does need therapy a couple does need family therapy if they're going on a TV show or anything like that, because you don't put business out on the street like that.
You shouldn't. You should really, unless that other person is so in the wrong that they deserve to be publicly humiliated.
Ooh.
You know what? I'm about that petty juice. I'm all about that.
I just remembered something.
That's why I'm scared.
When the cheater always puts up excuses from most outfield areas.
Right.
The draws like flew into my chair like a bird.
No, they didn't.
The excuse.
He was like, you cheated on me, man. You gave me the window seat.
Oh,
shut up. Dang.
No, like there's this. I don't know if this was divorce court, but there's this other episode where this guy was saying how much he loved this woman with her husband there, and she's just like.
Yes, I like when they have the girlfriend behind them and the wife on the other side. I'll be like,
and she's just like,
bro,
you all.
It's like, read the lip. It's like, stop it, shut up.
You messing up.
And because even she was like, stop.
She was like, I am not in this fight. I might be a homewrecker, but this is too much.
No, she was
like, really?
No, wasn't she the one that was getting married? Oh, she was the one that was married, and she was cheating on the man who was literally.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
You just can't be cheating with anybody.
Right.
That's the lesson, guys. Don't cheat with anybody.
Right. All right. That would be unanimous.
That's the
controversy wins over the court shows.
Get the brooms out.
Y'all need to see British controversy shows, man. Y'all need to see British controversy. Yeah, you need to see those shows because they are messy.
Oh, nasty.
Like a mop bucket in the middle of a Walmart. Messy.
Mop bucket. All right, since we haven't done it yet, we're gonna do sports.
Oh.
This is gonna be easy though, so Kamari, don't feel like you're left out.
I'm already left out. I respectfully decline.
It's gonna be easy. I don't do hard stuff on this show. It's easy stuff. The topic is the NBA versus the NFL.
Oh shoot!
And I'm gonna start off by saying that I love both sports. National Basketball League, NBA. I love my basketball. I love my Pistons. All right, bad boys, going to work Pistons. Those are my boys.
Amen.
I also love the National Football League, NFL. I love my Lions, diehard Lions fan. When they don't go to the playoffs, I grab another team. All right. I'm not a bandwagon fan. I just cheer for the team that I want to cheer for in the Super Bowl.
Uh-huh.
All right. I don't be at the Super Bowl party and say, "Oh, that was my team the whole time," when you know that my team was the Detroit Lions. All right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they will call you out on that.
But we're gonna go by schedule. NBA has way more games. 82 games. NBA has about 41 games at home, 41 away. We have NFL 16 games a year.
17 now.
17 now.
They took
hey, all right, we're gonna do stuff based on what we've seen. 16 games because Corona's going around. We don't know we're gonna have a season.
Yeah.
All right. which I do think 17 games is better. They should just get rid of the preseason altogether for both leagues, NBA and NFL.
No way. Some players need preseason, man.
You gotta evaluate talents.
Yeah, but most of the talent is the people that we don't want to see. So I mean,
most players need the preseason, like most players need the G League.
Then go to the G League. Then, this is for people who are ready for the spotlight.
Stop.
The G League teams be putting in more work than the actual teams.
That's true. Sometimes. However, I bought my season tickets for the Pistons because football. This conversation is biased to where you live. We live in Detroit, where both teams suck. However, if you pay a lot of money to see a Lions game, and you know you're going to lose, you are the most delusional person in the world. Pistons, you go to a game, you might win if it's a bad team. However, if you go to a game against the Lakers, you will not see me in a Pistons jersey. You will see me in a LeBron jersey. Courtside for pregame workouts, which I was supposed to be at a month ago, but they shut down the NBA.
Oh my gosh.
You did not say that.
However, on TV, I thoroughly enjoy football. So I'm going to go with the NFL for this argument. That's one for the NFL. Next would be Marcel Smith. Go ahead, take it away, Marcel. I'm just mad right now.
Wait. What you supposed to see like Golden State and Houston and like?
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it, Chris. Come on, Chris. I'm
just making sure we're on the same page. I'm just trying.
Come on, Chris.
Okay, I'm just trying to keep up with you, man.
I will say, I played football. I understand the game of football. I love watching any team play, especially the Detroit Lions, and especially towards like heavy defensive teams like the Ravens and Titans or whatnot.
Can't take it anymore, Chris.
I will always have football in my heart. But there is something about the NBA that is so warming that I can't ignore it. They have the best commentary. They have the best athletes. They have the best post-game shows. And plus, like you said before, it's much easier to win a basketball game than it is a football game. So in spite of all that, I know this is going to be a surprise, but I'm going to choose NBA.
Okay. All right, we're going to go back on what Marcel said about the best postseason game shows and the best season anchor shows. When I say Inside the NBA is one of the best shows in sports, not even sports, in TV history. I will be cracking up the entire
every time.
And I'll be waiting for Shaq and the Fool every night just to watch people mess up. To see your boy JaVale McGee
every night. Every night. And besides,
every night.
And football broadcasters be trash though.
No, the only football broadcasters that are trash that used to be trash are CBS, but they got Tony Romo now. Tony Romo saved them.
See, I'm talking about ESPN and that Monday Night Football.
Oh yeah, ESPN, that's trash.
Oh yeah. I'll be like, bro.
And plus one more reason why I'm choosing the NBA is you get so many more memorable quotes and games that you can't really name them all. I can name like Kevin Harlan commentary highlights more than like Dan Miller's play-by-play.
You said Dan Miller.
Dan Miller.
Wait. And who does he commentate for?
That's right.
The damn Lions.
Yep.
All right, so we got Marcel, the NBA. I have the NFL. Come on.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Me?
Oh, this is gonna be good.
I don't have much to say. I like football more than basketball.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
I would have never known. I would have never known that you like football more than basketball.
Next, I'm not passionate about it like y'all.
LOL. All right, so we got football, 2 for football, 1 for basketball. Chris, take it away.
Oh no.
I will. All right. You know, seeing as though that I'm actually living in the states where we have actually won a Super Bowl, to where we have always been a contender to make the playoffs almost every single year. I will say this: even in my days of living in Michigan, I will say this: I definitely have more. I'm more entertained. I'm entertained watching both leagues, without question. But I'm more entertained watching football for the sole reason of the random hysterical commentary at times and the most bad cases of karma happening at the same time. If anyone who's listening to this, do yourself a favor, go on YouTube and type in Arizona Cardinals Hail Mary versus the Vikings. If you watch that, and if you can watch that and not laugh, I will personally give you a Starbucks gift card. If
Arizona
you can watch that and not laugh,
that made Arizona fans sick. Jeez.
No, they won. The Vikings. It was the Vikings who lost.
I said that made Arizona fans sick.
Oh yeah, but
Like,
it's my and plus with football, it's like
no, hold on. Hey, Chris, it's not the actual play. It's the commentator and the fans. That was the most hilarious thing on that video.
Yes, if you can watch that without laughing. Oh wait, Papa is watching it right now.
I don't know if this is the right one.
Oh, you know it's the right one.
Who were they playing against again?
No. Type in Vikings versus Cardinals 2003 Hail Mary.
2002.
2002 or 2003? It was 2003.
God, that brings up horrible memories, man.
I watch it when I'm having a bad day. I'd be like, I need to watch somebody lose one second.
and plus also, I give the rub to the NFL because like there are legit stories to where like they make you feel good with like
there it is.
Oh wait.
Oh yeah, this one.
Wait.
No. Okay, I remember this one.
Wait. The guy was like this.
The people in the crowd were like, all the Vikings fans in the crowd were like, no. All the Cardinals fans were like, yes.
Here's why that was so bad. That cost them the playoffs.
Oh,
that's
right.
how bad it was.
Yes.
And another thing I'll give the rub to the NFL of it because of this. There have been the most random moments that happen in the NFL that have been so funny and have been so shocking at the same time. I can vividly remember, and I still ask why this day, why Seattle didn't give the ball to Beast Mode at the 1 yard line. I still ask that today, over 6 years later. And then there's also plays that make me think of, when this team got no chance. Absolutely no chance and stuff.
There's also moments in the NBA, like Ray Allen saving LeBron's career.
He did.
Really saved it. Saved it.
He did. Yeah, I guess for me personally, like
NBA's got much better storylines than the NFL does.
Some of the NFL storylines are good.
Yeah,
last year's was pretty good.
I could share with you one of the most terrible moments to an NFL fan base. Y'all know,
Marcel. You know what's the worst time in NFL was when the person on ESPN First Take, Dan Orlovsky, ran outside the back of the end zone.
Ran outside.
Gave himself 2 points against his team, and goes on as the best ESPN commentator of all time.
At that moment, in that moment, I didn't know. I never really knew that being inside and outside I never knew that you could be inside and outside at the same time. One foot out the door, one foot out the
Yeah, but and all in all, I will say this: like for me, I would choose the NFL over the NBA. I legitimately enjoy going to NBA games and G League games, and I legitimately enjoy going to football games.
Oh, the G League is so much fun.
It's been like I went to like 2 Ghost games this year. 2 Ghost games. I have Adam Vinatieri's autograph, and I'm looking at it right now in my room.
The GOAT.
Okay?
The kicker.
Yes, the GOAT.
The GOAT.
The GOAT.
The GOAT.
Exactly. He is the GOAT.
The GOAT.
He won Tom Brady 3 Super Bowls. He won Peyton Manning a Super Bowl. He's the GOAT.
Oh, the GOAT.
All right, so we have three football. Wait, did I say NFL or did I say NBA?
You said NFL.
I said NFL, so we have 3 football, 1 NBA. So NBA wins that one.
And about my story about one of the worst things that happened to a franchise, you asked a Cleveland Browns fan about Bottlegate.
Woo!
God,
I remember that game.
Woo.
Was bad.
Jeez.
It was hilarious. Circumstance was hilarious, but the way the fans reacted was horrible.
That was ugly.
But God, forgive me, but God damn.
That was the NFL's version of the Palace Brawl.
That's bro.
Yeah, no fan. But here's the thing.
Don't ever do that to the Pistons. Don't ever do that to the Pistons. All right.
But here's the thing, though. It was fun. That wasn't fun.
It was fun beating people up in the crowd. That was fun.
I was saying that for the Pistons and Wildgate, that was fun. You ain't gonna get much fun from that.
Fun.
All right. Our last topic will be the big one at the end of this thing. We have New York versus LA.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
And let's start off with Kamaria.
She ain't been nowhere.
I haven't been nowhere. I only been to New York. But I'd rather go to LA.
Come again.
And why?
Sun.
Why? Okay.
Both, I mean, speaking about traffic, both are atrocious to be there. But I'd rather go to LA because I feel like I like the culture more than New York.
That's true.
But I haven't been, so yeah.
Oh, nice. So you're going to LA?
I'm going to LA.
All right.
Sun. Warm.
Marcel.
Try this place.
Okay.
Hate it here.
Marcel, New York or LA?
Damn.
Considering that I have been to neither, I would say it's easy to get lost in NYC, so I hear.
It's easy to get lost in LA.
But with LA, I would probably just I really can't say on this, but I'm gonna say LA.
Interesting.
I don't know why, but I'm gonna choose LA. Because there's like so many things to do around there, and plus, in my opinion, NYC and LA are pretty much the same thing from a cultural perspective.
All right, I'm going to choose. Actually, I'm going to go down the list. Both cities have 2 sports. 2 sports teams of every sport.
Both of them suck.
All right. You got the Dodgers. We got the Angels. You got the Kings.
Trash.
Yeah, that's true. Kings, you got the Ducks. You got the Clippers, the Lakers, the Rams, the Chargers. You got Hollywood. You got Venice Beach. You got Melrose. You got Beverly Hills. You got Capitol Records. South Central has the best tacos. I mean, both cities, the traffic is horrible. Public transportation, New York is way better because of the subway. Their subway is way better than Los Angeles' subway.
Very true.
California has a better beach.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't been there. I haven't been there once, but the beach was better than New York's beach.
I never
New York.
New York even have a beach?
Yeah, they're on the coast.
It's dirt.
That's true. Coney Island versus Santa Monica Pier. I'd take Santa Monica. Oh, then New York has more museums. They're more culturally big. Like the Met have the Natural History Museum. They got the Guggenheim Museum. They have some of the best skyscrapers in the world in New York City. Both cities have TMZ tours, which I went on one in LA. That was nice. I mean, New York, my first love. I love New York City. Can't say anything bad about it. LA, I have a little bit more exploring to do because I haven't been to the Valley yet, so I haven't seen the other side of LA, but I'm going to have to go with LA on this one.
Yeah.
All right, Chris.
All right, I feel like okay. So I haven't been to like either city, but if I had to choose one to go to first, and this is East Coast bias, but I would say New York. I feel that with New York, I mean, I have like family who like stay out by New York, like New York, Jersey area, and like Brooklyn stuff. And like I guess like culturally and stuff, I would probably have more enjoyment out in New York. Whether that's going to like Manhattan to see the Garden, or whether it's to like whether it's like catch a Yankees game or whatever the case may be, or like this is Florida City, or even like go to Central Park or whatever the case may be. And like with LA, I mean, like I would go to LA, but like LA is one of those things. I feel like LA, like the main like big spot parks and stuff. And Chris, you had to like educate me on this one, but Rodeo Drive is that in Beverly Hills?
Yeah,
Beverly Hills, LA. It's in LA, Beverly Hills.
Oh, okay. I do want to make sure I got that right.
Which I didn't know I was in Beverly Hills until we hit like this bump, and then I saw like the different like streetscape and the Beverly Hills sign. I was like, oh, this is Beverly Hills.
The
only thing I could afford in Beverly Hills was Cheesecake Factory.
Oh dang!
Linda's fudge cake at Cheesecake Factory, folks.
And how much?
Please sponsor us.
It was like $8, but it was tasty.
Please sponsor us.
Please.
Cheesecake Factory. You can afford it.
We like food. Y'all. Help some college graduates out. We need it. We need some help. I mean, please.
Also, put your menu on DoorDash.
Right.
Y'all are begging for endorsements, and it's really
that might crash the system because that menu is huge.
Ooh, big,
right?
Huge.
No, it's just gonna be its own little app. DoorDash Cheesecake Factory.
I think that's what they're planning to do.
They do deliver, but only to a certain mile radius.
Right.
Which sucks.
But yeah, like for me, if I had to choose one to go to first to visit for like a week, I'll go to New York. I'll do New York.
Yeah.
So we got, I think, 2 New York and 2 LA. So I think we're split down the middle.
Split down the middle. Yeah. It's split down the middle. So I guess it's tied for that one.
Yeah. In the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, if we would have all went on a trip together, I would go to LA.
Let's do it.
Based on what?
I mean, just based on like fun stuff to do.
We
can drive up the coastline. We can go to South Central. We can go to the Valley. We can go to a sports game. We can go to what is it? Santa Monica.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I'm I'm sure we can get inside of a Target game for like $20.
We could be somewhere warm.
Yeah.
That too.
I'm not happy.
Most cities are warm right now.
It's not warm here.
It was warm. It was warm today. It was all right. Actually, LA like warm is different than our warm. So I went to LA, man, in February. People were walking around with coats and stuff. I was like, it's 67 degrees. I walked out. I was like, oh, I need a coat. I need a coat. That's that California 60 degrees.
That's that
ocean.
Ocean effect. There's a lake effect on the west side.
It's ocean, and then there's like it's surrounded by mountains. So you get that wind off the mountain.
Cold humidity. Is there such thing to be sweating and cold? That's disgusting. Yes. I hate it.
It will happen in LA.
Disgusting.
If that literally were to happen, I would literally just say, all right, Chris, well, I don't know where we're going around here, but you are the geography like guru of everything. So I'm just gonna follow you and hope for the best. Straight up.
But the thing is, will I be a good shepherd or will I be a bad shepherd?
Oh no.
I know that my mom hates bridges, so I purposely put us on a route that took on the biggest bridge in South Carolina.
You a demon, man.
Hey man. I was getting her back. I was getting her back.
You a different breed.
I was like, we can't. And then we had to go back across the bridge to get back to the hotel. I'm telling you, you got to know your geography when you're going places, because I might take you someplace you don't want to go.
Well,
look around. It's like, is this the desert?
Oh, we ain't going out there. We ain't going out there. I don't trust the desert. I've seen No Country for Old Men. We ain't going to the desert.
I've seen 127. I've seen 127 hours. I ain't going to no desert.
We ain't going to the desert.
We ain't going.
We flying over that mug.
Black people are like, we ain't going.
We ain't going. Ain't a problem. Ain't a problem. We ain't going.
Not a problem.
We ain't going though. That's what they ain't sure.
We ain't. Hell no.
Right.
No.
Absolutely not.
I'm hungry, but I'm not hungry.
Right.
I'm not dying, guys.
No.
Probably.
Well, in case you do die, this has been another episode of The Great Debaters. Please like, share, and subscribe. And see y'all.
I can see colors and hear everything.